Good morning. It's Tuesday, March 17th. Here's what we're working on.
I'm Simone Gavros reporting live in Hamilton. Another cold weather alert is in place across areas in our area, increasing the risk of hypothermia and frostbite for those who are unhoused.
The Hamilton Charity has expanded its boutique to help families with babies.
Burgess. Trying to come across, angle it back. There you go. Oh, and are you the shot rock? You are for the moment.
And Canada is on a roll in women's world curling. Good morning. Going to see lots of green today.
Oh, yeah.
But only in our outfits, I think. Not going to see the grass. That was an unwelcome surprise. Yeah. Well, I guess not a surprise, but just an unwelcome return of winter.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, winter just is hanging on. It just doesn't want to let go, does it? No. Yeah, and we felt with that, and we can feel that with the temperatures that we've had. But yeah, a couple of centimeters at best, just enough to whiten things up once again from the green that we were enjoying. But oh, the winds have been ridiculous. We've had wind gusts to about 75 kilometers an hour, not only yesterday afternoon, but earlier this morning, a few hours ago, we had wind gusts to about 73. So the winds are still ridiculously strong, and it is cold. Our temperature is -10 with a wind chill of -21. Hence, as I mentioned yesterday, that would happen. The cold weather alerts have been issued. We're going to climb to -5 today with a wind chill of -13. The winds are going to stay strong this morning, but they should start to decrease as the afternoon goes on. They'll come down to gusts about 50 kilometers an hour, and then thankfully they will lighten off overnight tonight. So be prepared for some flurries, for some local blowing snow for the day today. So yeah, it's pretty cold this morning. Back into that once again. All right, we'll talk about that in detail coming up. Right now, check on the roads. Roads doing fine, no problems. 403 and Waterdown Road looks pretty good at the moment, as usual this time of the morning. Let's go to a couple of MTO traffic cameras. This camera was just a-dancing not too long ago. And actually, we do have a disabled vehicle off to the side there, as you can see, flashing lights, and that's heading Fort Erie bound. There's a little bit of a wobble on the camera at the moment. Let's check the top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. Yeah, that's dancing as well. Well, the camera is anyhow. But as you can see, there's not much going on the road. So take it carefully, please, and hang on as you're going across. I have it on good authority that you got to really hang on. Thanks, Olivia, for that. Across the Burlington Skyway Bridge. We'll look at weather and traffic coming up right now. The news.
Okay, thanks very much. And hang on with gloves and mitts. Much of the Golden Horseshoe is under a cold weather alert, with temperatures plummeting over the last 24 hours. There is an increased risk of frostbite and hypothermia, especially for those who don't have shelter. Simone Gavros joins us in downtown Hamilton with more.
Well, Annette, doctors and outreach workers are saying that it is still an ongoing problem when it comes to hypothermia-related deaths, especially for those who are experiencing homelessness and struggle to find warm shelter. Now, what we've been seeing over the past 24 hours, as you mentioned, we've been seeing these fluctuating temperatures. All of a sudden, it's warm, and then those temperatures drop dramatically. So now people have to go and try to find that shelter. Now, data from Ontario's chief coroner shows that over the last 4 years, this is a look at those deaths that are related to hypothermia. 2022 saw the highest number of deaths related to the cold, with 90, and 16 of those people are being characterized as unhoused. Last year, 6 of the 61 deaths were made up of those who are unhoused as well. Now, linking the death to hypothermia isn't straightforward, with multiple other factors possibly playing a role as well, but the point is that these deaths are preventable. Hypothermia can set in when someone's body temperature drops faster than it can produce heat. Now, here in Hamilton, the winter response strategy is still in effect until the end of the month to provide additional drop-in and evening warming spaces. Brantford also has emergency shelter available for those experiencing homelessness and need to escape from these frigid temperatures. Now, if you do have to be outside for whatever reason, you're asked to make sure you're dressing in layers and you're covering your head and your ears just to retain that heat in your body. I have reached out to Hamilton paramedics for more data related to the city when it comes to cold-related injuries and deaths. For now, Rick, back to you.
Thank you, Simone. Halton police are investigating another smash and grab at Michael Hill Jewelers. The latest incident happened just before 4 p.m. at Mapleview Shopping Center. Police tell CHCH News that 4 men dressed in black wearing face coverings entered the store and smashed display cases. Multiple pieces of jewelry were stolen, though the exact value of the items and the items taken are still unclear. No injuries have been reported.
A Stony Creek man has been charged in the death of his mother. 87-year-old Zofia CHCH died last July in hospital. Staff there contacted Hamilton police with concerns of suspected elder abuse. 61-year-old Peter CHCH has now been charged with manslaughter and criminal negligence causing death.
Niagara police say 3 drivers are facing charges and 3 vehicles have been impounded following separate stunt driving incidents over the weekend. Officers clocked speeds well above the limit in Niagara Falls and Thorold, including 93 kilometers per hour in a 50 zone, 102 in a 60, and 99 in a 50. The drivers from Niagara Falls, Pelham, and Welland now face stunt driving and speeding charges. Police say each driver received a 30-day license suspension, and all 3 vehicles were impounded for 14 days. In one case, additional charges were laid, including driving under suspension.
Impaired driving charges have been laid after an SUV crashed into a house in Welland. A Jeep went through the front window of a home near East Main Street and Golden Boulevard on Sunday night. No one inside was hurt. The driver ran off but was arrested a short time later. A 27-year-old Niagara Falls man faces several charges. A structural engineer had to be called in because that Jeep was stuck in the brick beneath the front window.
Niagara Regional Police asking for the public's help in locating 2 missing teens who were last seen in Welland. 15-year-old Jasmine Simmons and 13-year-old Isabella Bonnell were last seen March 13th, and investigators believe they may be heading to the GTA. Jasmine is described as 5'2", thin with light brown braided hair. Isabella is also 5'2", thin with short brown hair. Police say they are concerned for the girls' welfare. Anyone with information is being asked to contact Niagara Police.
2 transport trucks collided last night on a ramp to Highway 401 in Cambridge. The OPP say there were severe icy conditions in the area at the time. So this happened on the Fountain Street on-ramp to Highway 401 eastbound. One of the drivers has been treated for minor injuries. The on-ramp has reopened. The OPP are reminding drivers to stay alert because road conditions have been changing rapidly. There is a new Ward 5 councillor in the county of Brant. Ella Haley won a by-election, defeating 4 other candidates. She will join Ward 5 councillor Brian Coleman, representing Cairnsville, Langford, Onondaga, Middleport, Mount Pleasant, Scotland, Oakland, and Oak Hill. Haley is expected to be sworn in March 24th at the council meeting and will serve until the municipal election on October 26th. This by-election followed the resignation of former councillor Christine Garneau. A Hamilton charity that supports families with new babies has expanded. The Baby Depot has reopened with a bigger location on Barton Street East near Sherman Avenue. They had their grand opening last night. The original location opened 12 years ago, providing a year's worth of clothing, baby essentials, and gear like strollers, playpens, and high chairs. Families are referred through more than 30 social agencies in Hamilton and Halton and can come in and shop for free to get everything they need.
Last year we served 312 babies, and being able to now expand, we're going to be able to help so many more. We've now extended the amount of appointments that we are able to offer as well, extend our inventory, which was kind of sitting in our basement because we didn't have the space to showcase it all.
Executive Director of the Baby Depot, Maggie John, says they're always looking for donations. We'll put a link on our website, chch.com, for more information.
The final of the World Baseball Classic is now set after a thrilling semifinal in Miami.
On 2-0, Michael Garcia lays the ball left field, a base hit. Jackson Torrio comes home. Throw to third, timing play, everybody's safe. Venezuela's taken the lead. They've come back again.
Michael Garcia, Ronald Acuna Jr., and Luis Arias each hit 2 out-run scoring singles in the 7th inning last night, sparking Venezuela to a 4-2 win over Italy. The victory vaults Venezuela into tonight's championship final against the favored United States starting at 8 o'clock. The Venezuelans overcame a 2-0 deficit in the fourth inning last night after rallying from a 3-run hole against Japan in the quarterfinals. This will be the first WBC final for Venezuela, while the Americans will play in their third straight finale, last winning it all in 2017. Canada is the lone unbeaten team at the World Women's Curling Championship in Calgary. Carrie Anderson's Manitoba rink scored 3 in the 10th end to beat Denmark 9-6 yesterday to improve to 4-0. Switzerland and Turkey are tied for second place at 4-1. Anderson will play Italy and Switzerland later on today. Canada Soccer has unveiled our country's new uniforms for this summer's FIFA World Cup. The red home jersey features a big stemless maple leaf in a two-tone color scheme. Canada Soccer says the new kits are the first custom-made jerseys for a World Cup since 1986. The away jersey is black and is meant to resemble the look of cracked ice. It includes maple leaves. Both jerseys have a lucky loonie stitched into the back collar. Canada opens the World Cup June 12th in Toronto against Pool A UEFA qualifier coming up in this month. Men's and women's NCAA tournament brackets are now set, kicking off the start of March Madness. Duke is the tournament's top overall seed on the men's side, while UConn is the #1 overall seed in the bracket. There are a record 36 Canadians on 24 different teams who are playing in the men's tournament, including Florida's Xavier Lee and Alabama's Aiden Holloway. The women's side is headlined by Canadian phenom Silas Swords, a freshman at Michigan, as well as Vermont's Malia Lenz and Jaden Welts. Canadian Football Hall of Famer Tom Brown has died at the age of 89. A three-time All-Star who won the Grey Cup with the BC Lions in 1964, beating Hamilton in the final for their first title. Brown was part of a defense known as the Headhunters from 1961 to 67 and won the CFL's Top Lineman Award twice. The native of Minnesota was inducted into the Canadian Football Hall of Fame in 1984 and is also a member of the BC Sports Hall of Fame. Formula One says the Bahrain and Saudi Arabian Grand Prix will not happen in April because of safety concerns related to the war in Iran. Both countries have been struck during Iran's response after the U.S. and Israel launched a wave of attacks on the Middle Eastern country. F1 was due to race in Bahrain on April 12th and in Saudi Arabian capital of Jeddah in April 19th. The FIA didn't explicitly rule out rescheduling the races and did not use the words cancel or postpone. Calling off the two races means there will be a 5-week gap from the Japanese Grand Prix on March 29th and the Miami Grand Prix on May 3rd. The 2028 World Cup of Hockey will be played in Calgary and Edmonton, while Prague, Czechia will serve as the European host for the 8-team best-on-best tournament. And the Robertson Cup Championship will begin this Saturday night in Stony Creek when the Tigers take on the defending Allen Cup champion Wentworth Griffins.
All right, we're coming up on 6/13, 17th of March, of course, St. Patrick's Day. Let's check what's happening on the roads, and there's not a lot going on so far this morning. Hopefully it'll be okay throughout the day, but we'll start with our exclusive camera at the 403 on Waterdown Road. As usual this time of the morning, it's moving quite nicely, so nothing there. Oh, no. No, are they all gone? Oh, is that one there? Hey, okay. Thank you, Director Laura, for telling me that the cameras are all gone. Here's one camera that we do have. This is the QEW top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. What I was going to show you was a shot from the Garden City Skyway where we have a disabled vehicle off to the side going Fort Erie bound. But top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge is moving quite nicely. Let's keep our fingers crossed and go to some other cameras. Yay. QEW at Bronte Road is doing okay. Sheridan Parkway, flip ahead to the 403 at Dundas. Nothing there. I can tell you there is a collision on the QEW at Bowen Road in Fort Erie. We don't have a camera there, but it's a pretty light volume through there, so not a lot happening. Okay, let's go to what has really been happening is the weather. The weather has just been crazy because, you know, yesterday morning at this time we were about 13 degrees, but this morning, what a difference. -10. Look at those winds. West, 44 to 62. Now, they've come down a little bit because they were gusting to about almost 75 kilometers an hour a couple of hours ago. That makes it feel like -22. It is a cold start to our morning here. We've had a blast of snow throughout the overnight, so, yeah, the lawn has gone from green to white again. So there's the blue. The snow squalls are going to be coming off of Lake Huron and Georgian Bay as we get that strong southerly flow continuing. That wind will start to die off into the afternoon hours, but Today still will be fairly strong. So today's highs -3, 4, and 5. Wind chills about -11 for the afternoon. So it's going to be cold St. Patrick's Day. Tonight, even colder than now. -11 to -12 to 14 degrees tonight with wind chill values into the mid- teens. Thankfully, the winds will be a little bit lighter overnight tonight, but the skies are going to clear. We'll start off with a bit of sun tomorrow. Niagara could hit the plus side for the day, but it'll be a little bit milder, -1, -2, and 0, but a mostly cloudy day tomorrow. So as you step out the door, St. Patrick's Day, 17th of March, we're looking at mainly cloudy skies, continuing to be very windy, -10 with a wind chill of -22 right now. Long range coming up. Annette, right.
Okay, right after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily Vukovic. She has a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat. And in business news, a ruling in favor of shopping mall landlords after the collapse of HBC. Coming up on 6:18 on your Tuesday morning, time to say good morning to Emily with a preview of Chit Chat.
First, I have to tell you that Brian Wood has some great socks on.
Very good socks. We will see them, maybe. In feel good time. Feel good time.
Well, yeah, we're going to have to showcase them to the masses because they're green. They're very green. Okay, in Chit Chat, music's most famous phone number is now being used to help those impacted by cancer.
Okay.
And it is now an earworm, and I am constantly singing it all morning long.
You're getting the urge to dial it as well?
Well, maybe.
And kids are going, what's dial-it?
Yeah. Whose number is that? You know a phone number? There is a brand new CHCH original series coming in April that is quite funny. And we finally know why Sean Penn skipped this year's Academy Awards.
And it's not controversial.
Not at all.
No. Okay, looking forward to that. Thanks very much. Coming up in business news right now, let's look at some figures. The Canadian dollar is relatively unchanged, just down a couple of basis points at 73 cents US. Gold is up $22 an ounce, and crude oil up another $3.69 to $97.19 a barrel. Checking midday trading in Europe. Markets are up slightly in London and Paris, down though in Frankfurt.
Asian markets were mixed today. Hong Kong was up, Shanghai and Tokyo both down, and the North American markets all bounced back up triple digits yesterday. The TSX surged 334 points, the Dow gained 387, the Nasdaq rose 268 points.
An Ontario court has ruled that landlords of the Hudson's Bay Company are entitled to about $2.4 million. This follows a dispute over HBC's failed attempt to sell their leases to a BC billionaire. The payment's on hold while the company sorts out creditors, and the judge warns that the landlords may not be paid in full. Justice Jessica Kimmel ruled the landlord should be compensated for legal fees tied to the failed deal. Property firms Cadillac Fairview, Oxford Properties, and Ivanhoe Cambridge argued that they had to spend heavily to block the proposed lease transfer.
The amount Canadians owed relative to their income climbed for the 5th consecutive quarter. Statistics Canada says the ratio of household credit market debt to disposable income rose to more than 177% in the 4th quarter. In other words, there was $1.77 in credit market debt for every dollar of household disposable income.
Home sales across the country stayed slow in February, but they picked up a little bit towards the end of the month. The Canadian Real Estate Association says overall the number of homes sold was down 8.1% from a year ago. Pent-up demand from first-time buyers is expected to drive sales this year, although some may hold off, hoping for lower prices, especially in parts of Ontario and BC. The national average home price dipped slightly, down 0.2% from a year ago to just under $664,000.
Atkins Realis, formerly SNC-Lavalin, is teaming up with NVIDIA on nuclear-powered AI factories. The Montreal-based company says the technology will allow digital models of infrastructure to be designed before construction. CEO Ian Edwards says the company brings engineering expertise and long history in the nuclear industry. The announcement comes as global demand for AI infrastructure begins to outpace available power supplies.
Okay, taking a quick break right now. Brian is back with his fancy socks for your traffic and your 7-day forecast.
6:24 on this St. Patrick's Day morning. Let's check our MTO traffic cameras. We did have a disabled vehicle way in the distance there heading away from us, so 40 rebound traffic, but it's now gone, so things are moving fairly nicely across the Garden City Skyway. Grays Road, Stony Creek, doing fine. Getting a little bit busy, as it usually does, coming off the Skyway Bridge around Fairview Street, but still moving okay. No problems at the Ford plant. Cooksville Creek looks pretty good so far this morning. So let's get to our temperatures. Look at these temperatures. After a yesterday, what a mild start yesterday. This morning, we're sitting at -10. Wind chill, well, -21 is what it feels like. -10 for Mississauga, -7 Grimsby, -9 for Toronto. You know, if you stare at that long enough, you're going to get a 60s flashback on that. Whoa. I have to pull myself away. So let's check what we have as far as seasonal temperatures are concerned. Well, we should be around 5 degrees now for a daytime high. We're going to be nowhere near that for the day today. -4 for the overnight low. Sun times and records for today. Our temperature will get better, but not today. -5 today, wind chill -13 this afternoon. Snow and blowing snow. The wind should die off a little later on. Tonight, -11. The winds won't be strong, so a wind chill about -16, but that's still cold. Tomorrow we'll climb to -2. We'll get a little bit of sun, but a mainly cloudy sky. Thursday, 8 degrees and showers. Friday, spring arrives, and it's going to be a spring-like day. We should hit 9 degrees with clouds and showers. Little cooler for Saturday, and then cooler still for Sunday and Monday. That's your forecast. Annette, right?
Okay, get ready because we got a double dose of baby news from the Copenhagen Zoo where a giraffe and an elephant have been born.
The baby giraffe arrived on Friday, though its gender is still not announced, and a male elephant calf was born earlier in the week. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Zoo officials say both newborns and their moms are doing well. The giraffe is the first of several expected births, with 2 more females currently pregnant. It also marks the zoo's first elephant birth since 2024. Oh, you just want to take it home.
Okay, I gotta say, I think baby elephants are just the cutest little babies. Because they just run around, they look like toddlers.
Yes, they're rambunctious.
Little trunks.
They're a little rotund.
Yes.
Very cute. And you want to take it home until it grows up and gets too big.
Well, even when they're little, they're big.
Yes, this is true. Congrats to the Copenhagen Zoo. Stay with us. More to come here on Morning Live. Good morning.